Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Aliris, and I'm the owner, founder, and creator of Janae Rose. And on this channel is where I share my entire bath, body, home fragrance product making with you. Some of you who have been faithfully watching my videos, you may have noticed the hardware is gone. I finally got these braces off. Today's Friday, and I was hoping it'd be a laid back day, but I've got an event this weekend. I've got some customer orders that I need to pack, and I've got my Patreon orders that I need to pack. I also have a few products that I need to make. So what I decided to do first is get all my products and my display ready for my event tomorrow. This is all the stuff that I'm bringing to the event. The organizer is providing one round table. I don't know how big that table is going to be, so I didn't want to bring too much product. So that's it for my event preparation. I'm going to go ahead and get that finished, and I'll bring you guys back when I move on to my next task. And I still need to put all of these products away because I didn't do anything after my event last weekend. And welcome back to my studio, everyone. Let's get started making this foaming body scrub. One of the reasons that you may have clicked on this video, and you may have also noticed in that description box below, to make a good body scrub, you really only need two basic ingredients: coconut oil and an exfoliant. And your exfoliant can be a sugar or a salt, whichever one you prefer. However, this recipe is probably only good for a one-time use, because if you're going to use it for multiple showers or store it in your bathroom or shower, then you're probably going to want to add a third ingredient. And that third ingredient is going to be a broad spectrum preservative, such as liquid Germal Plus. So this will allow you to make a larger batch that you can use over a longer period of time. However, if you want to go ahead and upgrade that recipe to a foaming body scrub, then that recipe will quickly expand to 7 ingredients with the addition of baking soda, citric acid, and SLSA. And it's that 7 ingredient recipe that I'm gonna make now. If you wanna try those other 2 recipes, go ahead, feel free, go in that description box below and give it a shot. The first step to making this sugar scrub is to weigh out your coconut oil, and I'm gonna use a mixer to go ahead and soften or smooth out that coconut oil. All right, sweet. So now that our coconut oil is softened, I'm going to add my liquid ingredients, which is my fragrance oil and my liquid Germal Plus, or my preservative. And now that my liquid ingredients are mixed well with my coconut oil, I'm going to add my dry ingredients, which is my baking soda, citric acid, and SLSA powder. I've got a nice, smooth, creamy mixture here. So finally, I'm going to add my exfoliant. I'm using white grain pure granulated sugar. After mixing my sugar in with the wet ingredients, I noticed that it was a little bit dry, so I'm going to add a little bit more coconut oil to the mix and try to soften it up some. I want to give my SLSA, baking soda, and citric acid time to react with the wet ingredients, so I'm just going to cover it up loosely with some saran wrap. When it reacts, it's going to rise a little bit, but then it's going to go back to its original size. And I'm just going to leave it here, and I'll return to my scrub the same time tomorrow. I want to add a little Christmas fun to these sugar scrubs, so I'm going to use my candy cane molds with this melt and pour soap that I purchased from Candle Science. And I'm going to make some candy canes and see if I can place them on top of the sugar scrub just for some added decoration. I melted the melt and pour soap in the microwave using 10 to 15 second blasts. And I just want to point out the reason that I'm using the clear melt and pour base soap as opposed to the white melt and pour base soap is I want my candy canes to be red. I'm going to use this red mica right here. And you can get a true red with the clear melt and pour soap. If you use the white melt and pour soap, you're going to get a more pinkish color. So let's add some of this mica. Let's see what that does. And it's still giving me a pinkish color, so I'm going to add a little bit more red. I think this is going to give me a nice red. So let's see how many candy canes I can make with this. I don't think I need more than those 8 candy canes, so I'm just gonna fill up this little gingerbread man here with the rest of my melt and pour soap and probably just put this in the guest bathroom for fun. So I finished setting up my booth, and this one round table is pretty large, so I was able to fit 3 of my risers on there. Let me see if I can get around to this side. Yeah. And it may not seem that packed, but there's vendors indoors and outdoors, and there's a big play area for the children, so there's a lot going on outside as well with food trucks. So there's a lot more people here than what you're seeing, but they're constantly just coming in and coming to the booth, so I'm doing really good. Hi everybody, and welcome back. It's the next day and I'm just checking on this sugar scrub. I let it sit overnight so it could rise and then fall back to its original size. What we're going to do now is color our sugar scrub, and then I'm going to pipe it into these 8-ounce jars. And what I thought about doing at first was using this True Red blend from Mad Micas. And I was going to create like a peppermint candy cane type swirl. And then I thought, since it smells so minty, I'm also going to see if I can do a couple of jars with this. I think it's Sweet Pea. No, the Municipal Pea mica from Mad Micas. I think you can go either way when it comes to mint. I think you can go either red or green. So I'm going to give both of those a shot. Let me go ahead and separate my batch in half first because half of it's going to be dedicated to the green and the other half dedicated to the red. Here's my sugar scrub. I divided it into two separate parts. I'm going to use this for my red candy cane and this for my green candy cane. And let's decide how much color I want to add to each. This is about 412 grams. I'm going to take 1/3 of this, so that's about 136 grams. Let's get that measured out. And I just chose 1/3 because when I think of candy canes, the majority of them are white, but then they just have a smaller amount of color swirled throughout. Now let's get to the fun part and start adding this mica to our scrub. I don't know how much this is going to take, so let's start with a little bit. Look how green it's turning already. Isn't that a lovely green? Again, I'm only starting with a very small amount of red. This scrub is already really soft, so I wanted to stay away from adding a liquid colorant because I was afraid that it might bleed into the white. So that's why I just put the powdered mica directly into the sugar. Alright, so let's center this. Well, no, let me actually put it a little bit on the side. Possible, I like to leave enough on the end so I can make a knot. For me, I think I have a habit of overfilling. Oh my gosh, it was a piping fail because this sugar scrub, even though it's really soft, it's really thick and inconsistent, so it doesn't flow through the piping bag as smoothly as I would have liked it to, but I still have oh, the phone's ringing. Sorry about that, that was my daughter. She's always in my Amazon cart. So it didn't pipe good, but I still have a nice red and white candy cane, lovely peppermint fragrance sugar scrub. Remember those indents that I made? Oh, they're so cute. Trying to pipe these sugar scrubs, the struggle was real. So I ended up scooping the sugar scrub into the second jar. I was able to make about 2 3/4 of these 8-ounce jars, and I'm going to bring you all downstairs to my kitchen and I'm going to test out this sugar scrub and see how it works. So now we are downstairs in the kitchen. Mason's over there asleep. I'm just going to go in and scoop a little bit out and There we go. Before I turn the water on, I'm just going to kind of rub it against my skin first. Then I'm just going to wet my hand a little bit. And yeah, it foams really, really good. And let's just rinse it off. And I can really feel the oils in here. I can feel that real nice and soft on the skin. So what are my final thoughts about this recipe? I think this recipe was pretty good. If you want to create a fairly inexpensive foaming sugar scrub, the use of baking soda, citric acid, and SLSA powder creates a fairly inexpensive recipe. So that's definitely a pro about this recipe. Also, it lathered really well. If you noticed, I only needed a little bit of water and I created a really nice lather on my arm. And I could definitely feel that coconut oil come through. Some of the cons I would say is I don't think it's really time friendly. The citric acid and SLSA powder, the baking soda, it reacts with the oil and the fragrance oil, or they react with the coconut oil and the fragrance oil, and it expands. And it needs time to deflate to go back to its original size. Also, when I put the sugar scrub in the container, it started to expand again. So I only filled it up about 3/4 of the way, and I left a little bit of space on top because it kept expanding a little bit higher. So I'd also be very cautious for that. I tried to pipe this sugar scrub in the beginning, but since it's really grainy, hold on, let me show you. There we go. Since it's a really grainy texture, it's not going to pipe. But if that's not even the look you're going for, then that's really not a con. If you like those solid colors, then definitely give it a try. Other than that, I think this recipe is great. If I were to make a recommendation, I'd probably recommend this recipe for your own personal use, or if you're gifting to friends and family, because it really is inexpensive. You're not rushing to get it out, and you have that time when it comes to packaging and shipping it out. And if you want this 7-ingredient recipe, it's going to be posted on my Patreon, which is located in that description box below. And also the 2 and 3 ingredient recipe is also posted in that description box. Give it a shot and let me know how it turned out for you. Let me know if you tried this recipe or something similar to this recipe, and some things that you did. Were you able to hype the recipe? Did it expand on you like it expanded on me? And kind of some things that you did to work around that. I want to give a huge shout out to all my Patreons. Thank you so much for your amazing support. You all are absolutely wonderful. If you want to join my Patreon, that's also going to be posted in that description box below. Please give me a huge thumbs up if you like this video, and please like and subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified anytime I post new content. Until next time, bye guys.